to record our class now. Great. Any questions about your impressive person speech, which is due 13th Friday for your posting? Any questions about that at all? I did grade all of the preparation outlines, except for 3 people the 3 people aren't here today. But they are Brandon, Gia, and Charles Lean. And I did not get to your papers. I probably won't get to them until maybe Thursday. So I'm going to give you 2 days extra. These 3 people who aren't here right now, but it's recorded. So if they watch this lecture, they will know that they have an extension to post their impressive person speech on the 15th, because I do want everybody to look at the preparation outline comments that I made for you as well. So hopefully you can incorporate some of those changes into your final posting on Friday or Sunday for the people who are granted an extension to, because of my fault. Okay. Any questions though so far? The peer review is due on the 23rd, which is about 2 weeks from today. You have to please follow the prompts there. It's not simply, oh, you had good contact. That was a good speech. I liked it. I want to see some meaningful comments to your audience, your classmates, because it only helps us all to be better, right? Helps us all to be better. Now, speaking outlines, they are due on the 12th, the day before your speech. Now, be mindful, you need to follow the same format that we have in the preparation outline template, okay? However, remember I told you that the speaking outline is different from the preparation outline in that you are only going to include keywords and phrases as opposed to full sentences, right? As well, you're going to include delivery cues for yourself. Now, I do have some samples in there, but I don't want you to get that confused and think, oh, I can just copy this example. It's really there to show you how you can use the cues and to make you aware as also that it has to follow a format. But the format that you follow is not what you see in the examples. It is from your preparation outline, okay? That's important for you to know. And some of them aren't even complete. It might just have the body part of it, but it's there for you to see certain things about it. It's not there for you to copy it as your speech and merely, paste the name that belongs to you. So understand that. I don't want to see the outlines following that format or looking like that, where you excluded the introduction, you excluded the conclusion or something like that. Okay, so that's the disclaimer I'm going to give you about the speaking outlines samples that are in Blackboard. Okay, so I guess there's no questions. You all did a pretty good job. Some of you were need a little bit more practice. But again, we all are in the same boat, right? And I'm grading you your final grade based on how much you've improved this semester. Are you still doing the same thing on day 10 that you were doing today? Right? So it's important for you to read the comments that I give you and then incorporate them in your next upcoming speeches so that you don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over. Now, another thing I need to say, repeat, because I did, I believe, say this already. Now, in this class, you are going to learn how to develop your speech in parts, right? We start with the working outline, which are just broad ideas about some things you may put in the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. No, you don't have to have full sentences, but it must follow the format of the working outline example in Blackboard, right? And then we develop our preparation outlines, which are really the entire speech written out word for word, using the system of symbolization and indentation that we discussed last week. And it is also in the recorded lecture for last week as well. So if you're not clear about that, go back and look at the videos again, and it may shed some light in addition to the comments that I've made on your house. So if you didn't get the grade you think you should get, I wouldn't be all that concerned about it. Of course, nobody is failing at all or anywhere near that at this point, based on your outlines and what you're providing me, unless you just didn't do it. You got a 0, right? But other than that, yes, be mindful of that. And then finally, the speaking outline, and then you post. But because this is a learning environment, right? I want you to understand that in class, I am giving you the basics, the basic foundation of how to prepare a speech. So after day 10 and you leave this class moving forward, you're going to be able to elaborate. It won't be so simple as I'm telling you to do it, in this learning environment, right? For example, like I may say, like you may have had a long drawn out sentence and it probably wasn't to the point and clear and concise. So I took that sentence and said something like, for your main point, I'm impressed by my dad because of his perseverance. Okay. But you may have had like a long drawn out sentence that's going on. But I'm trying to get you to understand that point, those ideas must be in there. Now, if you elaborate more, and in most cases, you did not include it. So that's why I told you. But be mindful, once you leave, now you can explore more of your own personality and word style in terms of, the content of their message. However, all of those parts that I'm telling you need to be there, they need to be in every speech. But it might not be delivered as simply as I'm telling you to do it now, because now you are learning the basics. Everybody got that? Okay. I don't want you to, Professor said, you had to say this, and it's obviously, no, you don't, right? We all have heard some really, really powerful speeches, and we know when we hear them, we might not know why, but we know them when we hear them, and they aren't always as simple as 1, 2, 3, like we're doing in this learning environment. Okay, that being said, we are going to move on to our exercise for today. And today we are going to deliver the worst speech ever. What do you think that means? What do you think you're going to do in this delivery?
Hi, Professor. Maybe leave parts out on purpose?
I'm sorry, say again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe leave parts out On purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
All kinds of bad things. Anything that I told you was not permitted is fair game, right? The only thing I don't want you to do is leave and not come back. Okay. But that's not a good thing to do either in the speech, right? Just leave in the middle and don't come back. That's not a good thing. Okay, but yes, Veronica, that's what we're going to do. Um, I just wanted to go over briefly a student speech if the student gives me permission to go over the speech. So, Veronica, can we use your speech as a training tool today for impressive person?
Oh, 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 yes, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I picked Veronica's speech because it was very, very good. However, of course, she has some things that she needs to work on. We're going to talk about those things. Now, I was very impressed with Veronica because Veronica did take the ideas that I told her in class about her introduction and incorporated them into the speech. So that's the type of thing I really am looking for in your speeches. Now, if as you can see, she has all of the requirements for the preparation outline that I told you in class we need, right? And you might not see the essential idea, you won't see the essential idea listed as written and spoken, but I told you I want to see that, right? Okay, so she has all the parts there. And then she moves into her introduction. So she starts out at her attention getter using some statistics. She says studies show that most people meet the and that's okay. But in our speeches, we need to say what studies we're talking about, right? Okay. And a lot more information, but you don't know that yet, so I'm really not taking off for that. But again, this is a learning tool we're looking at. Then she gives her reveal and relates the topic to the audience. Um, and I would say one thing she could do to be more, to say our partners show us admirable qualities that stay with us for a lifetime is true for all people who have partners, but everyone doesn't. So, you might clarify that to say, for those people who haven't, and for those who don't, I'm sure you have a good friend that can fit the same model. Okay. So we will be inclusive of all of the audience. And then okay, no, that was the central idea she put in. And she used the central idea as it should be spoken. Now, right now, what you know about this central idea as it should be spoken is you believe that it is what you've learned from this message. And that is true. What's the lesson? What did you learn? But really, that goes for the entire conclusion, right? What did you learn from this? So, um, Friday and lean on. Yeah, so she did relate the topic to the audience when she said we all have a special person. So my bad on that. Sorry about that, Veronica. But you have to understand that that doesn't like literally mean that, because basically, right, your central idea is incorporating those main points, but some of you are really not doing that in your spoken idea. But when I say incorporate the main points, I don't mean literally include them like you would in the written central idea, right? So Be mindful of that. Then she relates the topic well. She talks about, why she's an expert on her husband and the things she's witnessed. And she proceeds to go in to preview the main points. Now, she didn't have a connective from the introduction to the body, but that's a good thing to have. And for some of you, I want you to go back and review the purpose of the connectives and the types so that you understand what should be in there as a connective. Usually in the connective from the introduction to the body, you have a transition, and you might include an internal preview with it as well. You might combine them because remember I told you that you can combine connectives. But it's generally something to say. So let's first take a look at the first main point, which is in whatever it is. Then you proceed to state the main point. So some people think, oh, just because I said the transition, I don't need to state the main point. Yeah, you do. Because remember what we talked about on repetition, redundancy, and why we use it in public speaking, right? We said, what did we say about it? Does anybody recall? Why redundancy is important, more so in public speaking than it is in your English paper. Nobody remembers?
It like helps the listener retain information more easily since they're constantly hearing it.
Yes, and you can't go back, right? Like you can when you're reading something. If you felt like you didn't get that, you can go back and reread it. But in public speaking, you get that one opportunity and the person's going to continue on speaking. Okay, good. All right, so then we get into her body. And she does talk about how her husband is loyal. And she gives us the good supporting material to back up that claim. The only thing that's wrong here is that, well, I shouldn't say the word wrong, it's kind of harsh, but it could be improved upon, would be that, well, I'm not going to say it could be improved. It has to be improved upon because it doesn't fit the format of the system of symbolization and indentation. So everything needs to be separated and outlined properly with the proper Roman numeral or capital letter or Arabic number or small letter in front of it. Okay, to identify, am I further describing or making the audience understand this one point that I'm making up here more? If you are, now you're moving to more sub points. If you're moving to a new point, now that's what you're doing, and it should now move back to the left. All right, so be mindful of that. Now, in your introduction and attention getter, you don't have to outline all of that because the attention getter could be a couple of sentences. So that's okay. The attention getter stands alone by itself, and you don't have to do outline every single sentence like that. Let's see here. And she did that throughout. And then again, she needed a transition to move from the body to the conclusion. It's important that you let the audience know at the end that you're at the end of the speech and you restate that central idea again as the summary statement, which is the first statement in your conclusion. She did that well. She just didn't let us know we're at the end. And there also was no transition, so someone could be confused that they're at the end. So you definitely always want to let the audience know you're at the end, you're coming to the end of the speech. Then she gave her meaning of message, and At the end, she says she hit the lottery by meeting the person she met as a child. Now, that's okay. At this point, you don't really understand how to fully develop closing ideas. Um, but as we move on, we're going to learn that you need to take some time with that because these are the last words your audience is going to hear from you. So if you finish the speech with thank you, do you think that's the last words you want your audience to hear? Mm-mm. And you might want to do it maybe before you say your closing remarks. So I want to thank you all for listening to my speech or whatever you want to thank them for. And then say, and in closing, I want to leave you with these last thoughts or this famous quote or whatever it is you're leaving them with. Okay? Got that? All right. And that's it. Any questions at all? So are we getting the hang of what we're looking for in these outlines and how we develop the ideas to fit comfortably and correctly in the space where it needs to be? Because organization is key in public speaking. You need to be able to organize your ideas so you're not all over the place and you don't lose your audience. You need to practice, of course, always, 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 because the more you know your subject matter, the less nervous you will be, and probably the less mistakes you will make during your presentation. You don't have to memorize it, but after you say it a lot of times, you're going to know basically what you want to say there at a particular point in your speech. All right, let's get on with our speeches. So raise your hand if you think you're an outgoing person. Raise your hand. If you don't think you're all that outgoing, all right, nobody raised their hand. I was going to say that I want you not to speak tonight. All right, so you all think you need some help, right? Okay. Um, so I'm gonna put you in a group, and we don't have a lot of people here tonight. Well, we got some more people coming. 1, 2, 10. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in 3 groups, and democratically, you're gonna decide who's gonna be the speaker of your group. Remember, the topic is the worst speech ever. So you are doing the things that I told you you should not, right? In your speech. I'm going to give you 15 minutes and you're going to, if you can take 10 sentences from your text. Okay? They don't have to be related or anything. And I want you to reserve at least 5 minutes to practice. Okay? What you're going to do and comments or change something that maybe is not working. Right? And to practice that out loud in your group. And then some of the ground rules, it has to be G rated, right? Whatever you're going to do. And again, you can't leave and never come back. All right. Then I'm going to bring you back after you deliver your speeches. And we're going to see what your classmates think and pick the worst speech ever in this class. Okay. All right, so let's get in our groups. Any questions before we go? Three groups. So one group will have 4 people. Okay. I'll come around and see if you need my help.
Excuse me, Professor.
Hi.
I, I was in my breakout room and we're basically wondering if the essay can be, I mean, the speech can be like about anything, like as long as it's
Yeah. As long as it's G rated. Mhm.
anything.
Anything.
Okay.
Remember, because you can just get any 10 random sentences if you can't think of something.
Okay.
Okay. So really we're looking kind of more so on delivery,
hmm
um, as well as organization.
Okay.
Like, are you giving us like, are you doing the things in the parts of the speech that I told you not to do?
Okay. Oh, how do I get back to the breakout room? I'm not sure how I get back to the exact person I was with a while ago.
I'll put you. So, do you need my help? I see you sent me a message. You said, Brandon, you must be stranded.
It was a, I'm not sure who it was, but it was a different person.
Lisbeth sent me a message too. Okay, what can I help you guys with?
Okay, so I know you wanted us to do a really bad speech, Professor, but are we talking about our own speech or are we just talking about anything in general? That's like what I'm not
So
really.
remember, I was saying that if you can't think of anything to say, you can just get 10 random sentences out of your textbook and put them together and say them, because we're not really looking so much for content of the speech. We're looking at your delivery. We're looking at, are you doing things in the speech that I told you not to do? Like, are you asking questions as the main points? Are you expressing that as a question? Um,
But can we just like say like
In
random
your
sentences?
conclusion, did you say, all right, that's it, nothing else? That's all I have to say, right?
Mhm.
I told you not to do that. So that's what I want you to do. As far as so much the content of the speech, that part we're not really so concerned with. So if you can't think of something to say about it, you can just go get 10 random sentences and put them together and say them. But again, we want to see these delivery problems and these organizational problems that I told you not to do. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
Or no,
And
tell me if it's not.
so how many sentences are we supposed to give out?
Well, it's just random. I said do 10 random sentences because it's not anything long, right?
Yeah.
Remember,
Okay.
you're not being graded for the content of this speech so much as you are for the performance of it.
Okay.
So that means, are you doing bad things in delivery, not looking at people, not, you know, the things I told you can't do, right?
Yeah, like not looking, using slang, leaving the room,
But only use
not
the slang in the central ideas, summary statement, and main points, right? You can use slang in other parts of it, but those particular parts of your or sections of your speech, you have to be concise. You can't use that for that because people have to really understand the basic foundation of your speech.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I got it.
So no need to like really stress and I mean, everybody's gonna do well
I
because it's not really a thing of, well, did you do some research on this? Did you say it's not that type of speech?
okay.
Okay, so don't sweat too much. Just do your best. That's all you could do.
Okay, thank you,
You're
Professor.
welcome. Hello. How can I help you? Hello. Group 3, hello. Hello.
Hi.
So how can I help you?
We just were wanted to make sure. We were wondering if we could do this speech on anything.
Yes.
Okay.
As
We
long as
just wanted to
it's G
confirm.
rated.
Okay.
And remember, I said you if you can't think of anything, you can even just get 10 random sentences out of your textbook and and use those as what you're saying. Because this is not a speech that we're looking for the content per se. We're looking at your delivery and perform. We're looking at your performance overall, the delivery and the organization, right? So doing things like asking your main points as a question. I told you don't do that, right? That might be something that's wrong.
Mhm.
Not giving the attention getter, just moving straight to the central or straight. You know what I'm saying? Leaving
Mhm.
parts out. Um, these are the things that you need to do.
Okay.
Okay. So you can just get some filler sentences to put in there, but you can come up with whatever you want to talk about. Like say if you want to talk about your favorite pet or something like that, then you would say, well, my favorite pet is whatever, because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, so your 3 main points is going to be the X, Y, and Z, right? Now, everything else inside of that, you can just fill in some sentences or whatever, but now do the things I told you not to do, like don't look in your camera, right? No vocal variety, just straight monotone. We are getting tired of listening to this straight monotone, right? These are the things that you're going to do in this speech.
Okay.
If you don't tell me, I'll try to think of another way to tell you, to explain. Good?
I think
Yeah.
we
Got it.
Yeah.
A question. So theoretically, if I wanted to talk about making cookies,
Mhm.
could I say something along with hi and then like just that's my intro, just hi, and
Yeah,
then just
that would
jump
be
into
that wouldn't be good.
yeah. And then I can just start off like
And
listing
then
off
you start saying the
ingredients.
first step of making a cookie is X, Y, and Z. The second step of like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the things I told you you cannot do. It's a lot of things I told you so far
Yeah.
that you cannot do. And then I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to give you a little bit more because we have a little time. And then I want you to practice out loud, whoever the speaker is, and then the rest of the team tell the speaker, okay, how about we add this? How about if we do this? I think you got to do this. And okay, you need me, just call me.
Connective like introduction to
Professor comes. Yeah.
oh, hi Professor, how are you?
I'm well. How may I help you?
Oh, well, I had a question. I know you mentioned about doing 10 sentences. Do you mean
Those,
butchering
yeah,
10?
those would be like filler sentences. So say you want to talk about, tell us my favorite type of dog is a poodle because X, Y, Z, right? Say you want to tell us that. Okay, so you know your main points are going to be X, Y, and Z, right?
Right.
So you say those main points. But all the rest of the stuff that you're saying, now you're going to use that to give this terrible performance. So it doesn't
Okay.
really matter what you're saying because this speech is not necessarily evaluating the content as much as it is the performance. So we're looking for a bad performance in delivery and organization. For instance, are you asking main points? Are you expressing them in the form of a question? I told you not to do that, right? So another thing would be you didn't give us an attention getter, or
Right.
you left some section or part out of the speech.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
uh,
And
those filler sentences that you're just gonna get randomly from the book, that may be where you use that delivery stuff where you're not looking into the camera, you're just reading monotonely, and it doesn't mean nobody wants to hear it anymore. That type of thing.
okay.
That's what you're using those sentences for, that you randomly
Okay.
get out of the textbook. But I do want you to put together a basic 1, 2, 3 of your main points and some type of central idea of, you know, whatever it is you want to talk about, as long as it's G rated.
Okay. And Professor, I apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jen. You can go first.
You go first.
Oh, no, I was actually just going to ask, do you want us to read our whole speech from beginning to end?
Well,
Like
it's not going to
our
be
own
anything.
personal
Yeah, it's what for.
sorry, the project. Do you want us to read our own personal or just make up
Oh, just
make up?
make up something.
Oh, just okay, okay.
You're going to
I didn't know
pick
if
up
you
a
wanted us to use
remember
our own
you're going to go
example.
get those random sentences to fill it in. And
Oh, okay. Understand. Thank you so
So we
much.
need a new topic. Yeah, we just have a speech, right? Yeah.
what's your topic?
Yeah.
I'm not daily. Let's make it up.
Yeah. But we can make
Yeah.
the topic anything,
Yeah,
right? I'm not
we
And
can
you
need
guys just
we
do
need a topic.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
okay.
love shopping at the Quaker Ridge Mall because XYZ.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, got it. Thank
Because
you, Professor.
remember,
Thank you.
we're
Thank you.
evaluating the performance in terms of the delivery and the organization.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
10 things. Thank you,
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'll give
Professor.
you a little more time because
Sorry.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
everybody
Thank you
has
so
the same
much.
question.
Oh, okay.
That's
Thank
why
you so
I'm
much.
very well prepared for the answer is that I'm talking to you because you're the last group.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Thank you,
right. See you in a
Professor.
few minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, get on. What happened, Sarge? You got
Sorry, my device overheated. Can I get put back to my group?
which group
One,
were you in?
just one.
You were in group one?
Yes, group one.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask everyone to open your chat room. Okay, we're waiting for four more people. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got all 10. All right, group. Oh no. It's here. Okay. Group 3. You know who you are? Okay, I'm gonna put you in the speaker view. Now I want everyone to open your chat and write down everything you see or hear that you think makes this speech the worst speech ever. Okay. So everybody should mute themselves except for the speaker in group 3. Is that you, Khadijah? Are you the speaker in group 3, Khadijah?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay. All right. Turn your mute your audio. Who's the speaker for group 3?
I'm the speaker for group 3.
Okay.
I think.
You didn't want to tell us.
No, I wasn't sure if it was group 3 or if it was like
Okay. All righty. Ready? Everybody have your chat open? Okay. Oh. Why is that still in there?
Should I go ahead?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, really bad speech. Dogs are good pets. Why wouldn't anybody want a dog? They're loyal and affectionate. They can help with mental issues as well. Even though I don't have a pet, I think everyone should have a dog. Um, Everyone should have a cat. What are you waiting for? A doggo will fill your life with joy. The end.
Okay. What's wrong with that speech? Use them a lot? No eye contact, right? Absolutely none. Um, goes from dogs to cats to the end, right? Dogs, cats, the end. Yes. So he left out a lot, right? Right. Not very organized format. He started out pretty good, but then he got lost by the wayside. Okay. What did he say the cat? Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you, group 3. Any other comments from group 3 that we didn't hit on here? From people in group 3. Any other comments? Brandon, do you think some other things you were doing?
We weren't supposed to use questions to answer points. So basically, it's like explain points. You're not supposed to use questions.
Yeah. Not supposed to use questions for the main points, central ideas, and summary statements, right? As well as your specific purpose, but that's not in the speech. So you can use slang, right? But just not for those 3 things. Okay, good. Very good. Thank you, group 3. Now let's hear from group 1. Who's the speaker for group 1? Thank you, Brandon. Who's the speaker for group 1?
Hi. Oh, hi, Professor. I believe I'm group 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Okay. So our topic is recent warm weather. My central idea is the weather gets warm. Gee, it sure is hot out today. Today, I would like to talk about why the weather has been warm. I guess it's because of climate change, but I don't know. Do you? Statistics show that spring is the hottest season of all the seasons. Oh no, my allergies sure are killing me today. Sometimes it's warm in the morning and afternoon is cold. Until it gets warmer, you should stay inside. Our conclusion is, oh no, I forgot, but we don't need a conclusion. Goodbye.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Okay, let's see what your classmates say. No eye contact, definitely no eye contact. I guess, I don't know, going off track, no credibility, all over the place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of monotone, right? Yeah, that attitude was like she really didn't want to be there and she doesn't care if you're there either. Like, no organization, poor structure. Yes, yes, yes to all of those things. She also said, oh, statistics say, and I told you, you have to tell us more about those statistics, right? You have to give us detailed information about any one or thing you're quoting. Okay, good. She started out right talking about the topic, just went straight. Oh, my topic is this, no attention getter, none of that. And, she was like, well, my central idea is that you don't have to do it like that, right? Good. All right. Good, good, good job. Thank you very much, Veronica and group.
You.
All right, we're ready for group 2, 3. Yes, group 2. Who's the speaker? If your group didn't go yet, you're group 2.
Is that my group?
Did you go yet? Did your group go yet?
No, not yet.
You're group 2.
Okay. 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 Hi. To make cookies, get all your ingredients. You will need flour, butter, sugar, chocolate, eggs, and maybe some other things, maybe milk. Put them into a bowl and mix. Heat up the oven to whatever temperature your heart desires and throw them bad boys in there. After eyeballing if your cookies are done, open the oven and take them out with your bare hands and on place them directly on the counter. Let them cool off and make yourself a busy bee and clean up. Eat them. Thank you.
Eat them, thank you. Yeah, she started out with some bad lighting, right? She wanted to make it clear too. This is bad lighting. Right. That was a good one. I like that one. Um, let's see. No eye contact, just reading, yes. Um, kind of unsure of some things. If we did look at the content, she was telling us some crazy things to do with those cookies, right? But I did tell you that's not really required. So if you missed that one, it's okay. She went straight to the main points. Did everybody notice that? She had absolutely no introduction or attention getter, no central idea. No. She just went straight to the first main point. She didn't even tell us, oh yeah, I'm going to tell you how to make cookies or whatever. She didn't say any of that. She just went straight to the first step. So you had to figure it out. Oh, she's making cookies. Good thing it was cookies, right? Okay. Poor lighting. Take out what you pay. Yeah, everybody had saw heard that. What? Okay, good job. All right. So we all know what a bad speech is, right? Seems like we all know what a bad speech, or I should say, what an ineffective speech is. Because people are going to talk more about that poor performance than anything else that you really had to say. That would be the topic of the discussion, how poor the speech was. So you did a good job. Good job. I'm proud. All right. Just briefly, I think we all do know what the audience wants from us in a speech, right? And everybody saw that eye contact was number one, right? That was the main thing. These connections, connecting with each person is key. It's really key. And making these connections with your audience helps you to survive your speech. You look around, you find a friendly face, lock in on it. And I'll tell you, smiling is contagious. It's contagious. It helps to break the ice and make your listeners feel a lot more comfortable with talking to you and listening to what you have to say. Oh, do you have any thoughts about why you think we have such a difficult time maintaining eye contact with people at all? Do you have any thoughts about it at all? Kind of makes us build that connection that sometimes we may be fearful of, right? We don't know how it's going to be received, and most humans don't like rejection, right? We don't like it. So it could be and I don't know for sure, but it could be the connection that you make, because it is such an important thing when it comes to speaking, connecting with your audience and looking at your audience, that we feel as though, oh, okay, this is all, I can't do that. Sometimes too, when we look at people, it changes our thought process or makes us forget what it is we were going to say. Why? Because sometimes when you lock in on somebody, a thought comes in your mind about it, right? So we have to learn how to control those types of things. We anticipate certain things. We know how we feel when someone's speaking to us. So take some of those internal personal experiences and place it on your audience to try to make things a lot easier for them than maybe some other speaker was for you. Okay. Again, the vocal variety, the audience wants to hear that. Okay, they don't want you to be monotone, have no confidence in what you're saying. They want you to inspire them in a way to continue to listen to you. They want you to give them a reason to listen to you. Okay, so be mindful of that as well. Vocal variety is extremely important. But one thing you should know is if you mess up, don't tell the audience that you did. Okay. Unless you gave them some incorrect information. Now you have to correct that information. But if you messed up in some way on your delivery or something like that, don't let the audience know, because they probably most likely might not pick up on it. Because remember, that audience is going in and out of that speech, particularly if it's not interesting enough for them. Okay? But you have to do things to reel them back in, because they could be going for a moment or two, and changing that pitch, rate, volume, the confidence, doing something that grabs their attention, all of these things you need to be mindful of and be ready to use impromptly, right? Impromptuly. I don't even know if that's a word, but be mindful of that. Be ready. That's the important thing. Be ready. Any questions at all about anything we talked about? Now, next week is spring break. No class next week, but still you need to open up your module to see. And if I were you, I'd try to like do it before spring break so you can have good time during spring break. Okay. But there are some things that are due. I try not to put it too much in between in the spring break, but most of the dates are either before or coming towards the end. Start thinking about your informative topics, because we are 1 second mention. Think about your informative topics, because that working outline for your informative speech is going to be due. So move ahead. Look at the lecture, my recorded lecture in week 6, I believe that is, for informative speaking, and have some idea about, what I'm expecting for. We're going to go over it again, but before you do that working outline, you might want to review that. It's not long. None of the lectures are long. So I would like for you to do that as well. Oh, and then finally, don't forget to bring your menus from your favorite restaurant when we return from spring break on the 24th. Okay, bring your menu. And the information about this next speech that we're going to do in class is in Blackboard. I believe it was in this week's Blackboard, letting you know what's coming up next. So week 5 is not next week because class is canceled, right? So don't nobody send me email, Professor, I can't get in because there's no class next week. And train of thought. That means it's time to go. So I want you to have a very happy spring break. Oh, wait, Linjin had a question. Sorry.
Hello. Sorry, Professor. I have a question. When I get a video, perceive the person the video. How about I would like to standing or sit down? Which is better?
For the post, it's always good for you to stand up if you can.
Okay.
That would be better. But if you can sit up straight and give your speech, that's okay too.
Okay.
This first speech that presses purpose. Now, when it's time for that informative speech, oh yeah, and you have to dress up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, Allison.
And then this one is like we're just talking to the camera, right? We don't have to do it in front of people, like our family members or anything like that.
Right. This is straight view to the video and then post it to Blackboard as well as in your. And remember, you can make the videos right in the discussion board if you want to. Okay.
So thank you.
Try to give some thoughtful comments to your, and it tells you how many words you need to have minimum too. Some people don't see that and they just remember this is a speaking class, so part of the objective is for you to evaluate other people. Now, the people who weren't here when I was talking about the extension, I think it was Brandon, Khadijah, and G. I don't, but G is not here. I'm going to give you an extension for posting your impressive person speech until Sunday, which is the 15th, because I have not graded your preparation outlines yet. And I want you to look at that prior to delivering your speeches. I want you to look at my comments. So I probably won't get to it until Thursday. You can practice it, your speech, of course, but you don't have to post. If you want to post it, you can. It doesn't matter, but you don't have to. You won't be late until Sunday. You get to bring those menus. Tell you again, but if you don't have it, it's okay. But that might help you some to decide what you want to talk about, because you're going to, well, read it in Blackboard. All right, everybody have a happy spring break. Be safe. Don't do anything you might regret later. Take care.
Thank you, Professor. Have a good spring break.
Thank you very much. I will.
Take care.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Professor, I had a question for you.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Let me, is it a question for the whole class or just for?
No, just for you.
Okay. Let me
Okay.
stop the recording.